Call on Government Orders of the Day numbers 2 to 10.
Interrupted debate on third reading of Criminal Procedure Amendment Bill, Auctioneers Amendment Bill, Crimes Amendment Bill number 2, Criminal Disclosure Amendment Bill, Evidence Amendment Bill, Juries Amendment Bill, Misuse of Drugs Amendment Bill, Sentencing Amendment Bill, Summary Offences Amendment Bill.
Members, when we were last debating the third reading of the Criminal Procedure Amendment Bill, David Clendon had the call and has 4 minutes remaining to speak if he wishes. I call Alfred Naro.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to take a call on the Criminal Procedures Legislation Bill in its third and final reading. The laws governing criminal procedure are now over 50 years old and well out of date. The current criminal procedure system has been characterised by 4 key areas, Mr. Speaker. Avoidable delays. We know that if court cases are drawn out to create problems for everybody in the system, you create problems for the victim, and the victim has the agony of the court cases being drawn out. There are problems also for the defendant, and all defendants are innocent until proven guilty. It creates problems also for the juries. People have busy lives, interrupted, and are paying a minimum attendance fee to participate in our justice system. And when there are excessive delays because of these inefficiencies, then people are less likely to be supportive. The second area, Mr. Speaker, is the excessive complexity. With legislation being spread across several statutes and 7 different categories of offence, it was described by the Law Commission as an impenetrable maze. Excessive costs are the third area, and that excessive cost was caused by inefficiencies. Wherever we can within the public service, this government is keen to ensure that we reduce those inefficiencies, to make sure that things are done right and they're done properly, but also that they're also done efficiently. Our court system had problems that meant that the court cases took longer, and we have an obligation to New Zealand to reduce those costs. And the fourth and last area is a reliance on paper-based systems. It doesn't make sense in a modern era, increasingly dominated by electronic technology, why we shouldn't modernise that system. In response to such concerns, this government passed the Criminal Procedures Act in 2011 and its 14 associated amendments acts in October of 2011 to modernise and simplify a criminal procedure. Reforming criminal procedure makes the justice system more responsive to the needs of victims and witnesses. Again, this is another milestone in National's commitment to overhaul the justice system and focus on its victims. In summarising, and finally, this has been a thorough process involving key stakeholders like the Law Commission, the Minister of Justice, setting out some real changes in our justice system that will improve it considerably, including the changes made in the supplementary order paper. The reforms created in this bill have the potential to free up 10,000 court sitting hours, 31,200 fewer court events, 300 to 500 fewer jury trials, and a 6 to 9 week reduction in the average time to complete a jury trial. There was some controversy over this legislation in the sense that it provided a regulatory power that is commonly known as the Henry V Clause, which is a power, Henry VIII, to make regulations that amended statutes. The Justice and Electoral Committee and the Minister involved, Chester Burrows, agreed that this was inappropriate and this was taken out. This legislation has progressed a thorough process, has been properly researched and carefully planned, and that will make a real difference. So these reforms will ensure that a timely justice system is delivered for victims, witnesses and defendants and the community. I commend these 9 bills arising from the Criminal Procedure Legislation Bill to the House.
Any further speakers? I call the Honourable. No further speakers? Then, members, this debate is concluded. The question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it.
Criminal Procedure Amendment Bill, third reading. Auctioneers Amendment Bill, third reading. Crimes Amendment Bill number 2, third reading. Criminal Disclosure Amendment Bill, third reading. Evidence Amendment Bill, third reading. Juries Amendment Bill, third reading. Misuse of Drugs Amendment Bill, third reading. Sentencing Amendment Bill, third reading. Summary Offences Amendment Bill, third reading.
Call on Government Orders of the Day numbers 11 and 12.
Education